My name is Mohammed Akod. I'm the chair of the Department of Transplantation and Hepatobiliary Diseases at the Lahey Hospital Medical Center. There is a big discrepancy between the number of available organs for transplantation from deceased donors and the number of patients on the waiting list. Living donation offers an option for patients who face a lengthy and uncertain wait. Our liver transplant program is the oldest in New England, started in 1983 by Dr. Roger Jenkins, and in 1998, our program performed the first living donor liver transplant in New England. Currently, we are one of the largest living donor liver transplant programs in the country. The Living Donor Liver Transplant Program here at the Lahey was established in 1999 and is one of the oldest and well-established programs in the United States. We are also the largest and busiest living donor liver transplant programs in New England. Because of the shortage of deceased donor organs, the living donors offer recipients a timely, life-saving transplant without having to endure the uncertainty of waiting for a suitable organ. Moreover, recipients can be transplanted early before their disease is too advanced. Once the recipient is accepted for liver transplantation, donors can then fill a form and evaluated as potential donors. If accepted, then the transplant can be scheduled when the recipient is in optimal medical condition, making their recovery faster.
Hi, I'm Alicia Parrott. I'm the live liver transplant coordinator here at Lahey Hospital Medical Center. To be a liver donor, you need to be between the ages of 18 and 60 years old. You need to be in good health. All of your cancer screenings need to be up to date. For women 21 years old and older, you need a pap smear, a mammogram, and a colonoscopy. And the mammogram and colonoscopy are per the guidelines, American Cancer Society guidelines. You would start the process of being a donor by going to our website, which is www.lahey-livingdonor.org, and completing our health questionnaire. Once the health questionnaire is completed, either myself or my partner Tony will call you and review the questionnaire for accuracy. We will then send you your initial labs if you're an appropriate candidate, and those labs include your blood type, your liver function, your kidney function, CBC, red cells, white cells, hemoglobin, hematocrit, as well as two genetic tests called factor V Leiden and factor II prothrombin gene mutation. What those look for are clotting abnormalities that you would not normally be tested for at a regular physical. Once the labs come back, if those are acceptable, we bring you to Burlington and you have a 2-day evaluation. The 2-day evaluation consists of consultations, imaging, labs, and additional testing. Your first appointment will be with an independent live donor advocate. They will review the consent to undergo the evaluation. They want to make sure that you're not being coerced into donating or being paid to donate an organ. After their appointment, you'll meet with myself or my partner Tony, one of our donor surgeons, an internal medicine doctor who'll be your medical advocate, someone from pharmacy, nutrition, financial, social work, psychiatry. You'd have a CAT scan and an MRI. We send those off to Germany where they do a 3D reconstruction of your liver. We want to see how much liver volume you have. Do you have enough to donate and still have enough left over for yourself? We want to look at the size of the lobes of your liver. Your right lobe of your liver is the largest. Generally, it's about 60 to 65% of your liver volume, and your left lobe is about 35 to 40%. Each lobe has their own blood supply going in and coming out. And this is why we can do live donation. We want to make sure that you don't have a variation of the blood vessels or bile ducts in your liver. When we send the images to Germany to do the 3D reconstructions, if you had a variation, say you had 2 portal veins, 2 hepatic arteries, and we were going to split through that and it could cause you harm, we wouldn't continue. If it couldn't be reconstructed in your recipient, we wouldn't continue. Or say, for example, your right lobe, instead of being 60 to 65% of your liver volume, was 70 or 72%. That's not going to leave you with enough liver volume to survive. So again, we would not continue. About 20 to 30% of all donors are ruled out at this time. You would also have an EKG, chest x-ray, more labs. If you're over the age of 45, you will have an exercise stress test and see cardiology as well. A common myth with donation is, well, if I've come through the entire donation evaluation, then I have to be a donor. Being a donor is 100% voluntary. If at any point in time you choose that this is not the right path for you, then we just tell the recipient team that you're not an acceptable donor. No one will ever lock you into a decision. We follow you for a 2-year period. We see you a week after you get out of the hospital, so 2 weeks post-op, at 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years. At each appointment, you'll have labs first. You'll meet with myself or Tony, one of our donor surgeons. At the 1 month and 3 month, you'll also have an ultrasound. We can't see or say exactly how much your liver has regenerated at the 1 month and 3 month marks because the ultrasound is too grainy to calculate the percentage. We do know it's growing because you can see that it's grown, and your liver function test results, once you've donated, those numbers rise. And within 2 to 3 weeks after the surgery, they normalize again, and that's how we know that your liver is growing. At the 1 year mark, we do another CAT scan, and we compare it to the CAT scan that you had on day 1 or 2 of your evaluation, and we see the exact percentage that it has regenerated. Generally, your liver regenerates to the mid 90s. We have had some overachievers who've grown more liver tissue back than they started with, but that's not the norm. You're usually in the hospital about 5 to 7 days. When you're discharged from the hospital, you can't drive for 3 to 4 weeks. No heavy lifting greater than 5 to 10 pounds for 6 to 8 weeks. No going to the gym, no household chores, no grocery shopping, nothing like that, because we don't want you to end up with a hernia, which would then lead to another surgery and another 4 to 6 weeks of recovery time. Generally, for a liver donor, I tell you to tell your employer you'll be out of work for 3 months. This usually isn't the case unless you do manual labor, or if you're in the medical field and you have to lift patients or lift objects greater than 25, 30 pounds. For the first 6 to 8 weeks, we don't want you lifting anything greater than 5 to 10 pounds. Generally, the rule of thumb for working from home is about 3 to 4 weeks. And the reason for this is you're going to be very tired. You're going to be very hungry, and you're going to be very tired immediately post-op, because this is when your liver is growing at the fastest pace. You're giving someone a chance of life, a second shot at life, and it takes a special person to come forward to do that. And we just want to thank you for taking this journey with us to help a family member or a total stranger get a second chance at life.